All right, apes. Good to see you guys again. Buck on the mic here today. We have Pepe on Sol here, community-driven meme token that's got a big plan for some future utility. The project launched here on April 13th, so they've been live for over a month now. The chart looks amazing, especially for a Sol project. They kickstarted around a 5K market cap. I think they hit an all-time high, it looks like, around 1.2 million. So if you're looking at that, it's looking like over 200x since they launched. The chart to me personally looks like it's getting ready to break out. They've been building up a solid community over there. I jumped in, I was following along for a couple hours today, and these guys were just absolutely smashing their shield raids using the Chatter Shield bot, hitting big numbers in record time. They've got CMC in the works, CG to come. Was digging through the roadmap. They've got over 1,000 holders in there already. They crushed through their Q1 on the roadmap. I'm excited to have Igor here to, give us a quick rundown of what they're building up on Pepe on Sol and what the future has in store. So Igor, I'll pass the mic over to you to introduce yourself and give us a quick rundown of what you guys have been working on over the last month and, what we can expect in the future.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. So my name is Igor. I'm from Ukraine as a dev. I won't speak much about myself, just a little bit of introduction. What we're trying to do here with Pepe is to build our mission. I will say our mission first is to become the safest and most consistent project on Solana. That's what I'm working on. And our focus goes all on people, all on community and holders. So that's everything that we're building for. That's why we have our rewards. I will speak more about it. Community events. Everything is aimed at rewarding and encouraging holders and people who to participate in our events. We've been around for 1 month, and for everyone who can see the chart, I'm not sure, maybe we can still pull up recording just so, screen share so people can see the chart, or maybe we can somehow so that people see what we're talking about. So what do you think about? Maybe I can share my screen.
Sure, man. Yeah, if you want to pull the chart up as a screen share there's no problem, and no rush on that. And again, thanks for the quick breakdown there. You're saying you want to be the safest and most consistent. Well, I have to say that off a lot of the Sol charts that I've seen here over the last couple of months, you definitely have one of the most consistent charts. Just Sol in general is, kind of known for being a little bit more of a GD chain, but it seems like you guys have had the answer to any of those sell-offs, and the chart's actually looking absolutely amazing. I think most people in the space are very familiar with the Pepe narrative. So, people get excited when they see what the other Pepes on other chains have done in the past. So I think you guys have done a great job so far as far as community building goes, and keeping everybody engaged and active. And I also like the structure that you have there as well with the weekly rewards to your holders. So just going based off what you were saying there in the initial introduction there with one of the safest on Sol, would I be able to assume that you guys have locked or burned the LP and have a renounced contract, and your token distribution looks good, so I won't even mention anything about that.
Yeah, for burned LP, we burn, if you can see, this one, we have some of the LP is not locked. This is a community, so people are adding to the LP. Some of these tokens we added as a team also, some extra. Some of this we will burn more, but this is the initial LP. It's fully burned. Yeah, so we are going about it in the safest way possible. We have also plans of doing some staked liquidity, lock liquidity. So once we launch our platform, right now we are paying rewards for holding tokens, just for holding. So all your tokens are in your wallet. You can sell them anytime, and you get paid for it. Once we launch the platform, it will become decentralized in a smart contract. So we will have options of lock-in liquidity. So bigger holders will be able to lock their tokens and get even better rewards for it for periods of time. So yeah, this is the model that we're working on. And the same with current events like rewarding holders for just holding, like you mentioned. I can go in more detail about how it works, explain it to people. Maybe we can do it later. But yeah, this is the model that we're doing for the chart, as you can see, it took us some time to consolidate. We haven't done much pushing in this time, like just focus on foundation, because too many projects in this space, like people just don't understand how the chart works. People don't understand how to have consistent floors. They try to quick rush the chart with marketing with no foundation, so they just pump and dump. As you can see, we level up here and here, and we stayed here because all this month of build-up was very important. Now we're doing the same. We're not pushing the coin too much. We're focusing more on build-up. We're building the project, building the product and community right now before going higher. And once we go higher, we will stay there as well through our events and things that we are doing for holders.
Yeah, man. Well, it looks great. And, you know, those are some very healthy consolidation points. You need to have those in any project, you know, especially for the people that got in early, right, and scooped up some supply really cheap. They're obviously going to be selling at some point to get their X's, not necessarily their whole bag, but everybody's in it to make profits. So, yeah, the chart looks extremely healthy. Those consolidation points are extremely necessary in the early stages. And it looks like you guys have done an excellent job of, you know, rallying the community, getting their support, and then being able to overcome those dips where people are taking some profits. So, yeah, from a team's perspective on that, or an investor's perspective, it looks really good, especially to me too. This was one that I've been keeping an eye on as well. I know Maurice and Caesar brought it up to me about a week ago, so I'm not sure how long you've been in contact with them, but yeah, everything is looking really good there. I know that they had their eye on it as well. So yeah, we can jump into, I guess, the rewards there with the weekly rewards for holders just for holding. Now, as far as sustainability goes on those, will those tokens be airdropped? And as far as sustainability goes, where do those funds come from that you're airdropping to your holders? Was that a pre-allocated supply, or do you have some external revenue flow coming in that's able to sustain those payments on a weekly basis?
First thing that I want to mention is that we don't do airdrops, not a single token. All the rewards are in Solana, so no tokens are airdropped. And for funding, yes, I'm the one funding the project, but I have a much bigger income source outside of the project. So sustaining it is no problem for me. Yeah, that's the source of funding. All the rewards and all the marketing budget is coming from there. We have a much bigger budget for this project that we will use later for much heavier marketing. Once we're done with our product, we will release it. And yeah, that's about funding. We have other plans on how to increase funding even more later, but everything is covered in that regard. And I also pulled up the website so to show our rewards. Well, we can discuss, we can show it here. It's on our website. I can continue, or you wanted to say something?
Yeah, no, sure, man. Go ahead. You can continue. Show everybody how the rewards works. I think that's a great time for it.
So this is the table. Basically, what we do is we reward people for holding Pepe from 1 million tokens at the moment. We will balance it out, this model, because right now, as we grow in price, it's getting even more difficult to get even 1 million tokens. So we will, on our platform, we will make it so that people can enter from a certain amount of dollars, not of Pepe. But for now, this is how it works. This is what you get every week. For 1 million tokens, basically, it's so if you have, for example, 10 million tokens, you get 0.24 Solanas, which is around, like, I believe $30. And some of our bigger holders get even more. This is the basis of it. So if, for example, someone bought back here a bag at like 60-70 market cap, it takes a few months to get full investment, everything that you put in, and from there on, you're just holding free tokens and getting rewards. For now, this is more like an encouragement for holding. So you can hold. The token grows in price. You also get rewards in Solana, which grows in price, and you get paid for it. This is the model that we're working with.
Yeah, that's great, man. And that's definitely great incentive for early holders who are able to scoop up the floor cheap. And like you said, they're probably almost breaking even now on that week-to-week basis if they're holding enough tokens on their initial investment. So yeah, and then like you said, you're holding free tokens once you get your initial back from your SOL, which I assume the SOL is airdropped then on a weekly basis, then correct? Not tokens out of the project, but
Yes, yes.
direct SOL to the wallet.
Yes, it's correct. We don't drop tokens to anybody, not even the marketing figures. Nobody.
I like that, man. And, you know, being a marketer myself, I know that that can definitely backfire. And I've seen it happen to multiple projects when, you know, they airdrop an influencer, say 1% and some money, and the influencer says that they're going to do so and so. And next thing you know, they're selling their full 1% off the chart. And yeah, that doesn't really help anybody at that point. So I respect your decision there to keep the tokens, you know, safe and, like you said, consistent. And yeah, then you don't have to worry about those massive sells coming off the chart if you know exactly where the supply is. So yeah, well done there on the team's behalf. I see that you have a weekly burn system going on as well. So I was kind of curious how that worked. I saw that you had some sort of a burn contest going on, and I was just more so wondering where those burn tokens come from. Is that community funded for the weekly burns, or is that team tokens from buybacks, or just where exactly do those burn tokens come from?
Yeah, so a burn contest is based of community, and I personally love this the most because it is one of my favorite ideas for this project. So basically, we issue 100 tickets every week. To get one ticket, you need to buy $10 worth of Pepe. So it's basically for anyone to enter. And it's like some sort of roulette or like gambling a little bit. So you're picking whatever tickets you want. You can buy more than one ticket. And by the end of the week, we are rolling like randomly which ticket wins. And so the total pool is 100 tickets and $10 worth of Pepe each. So basically, the entire pool is around $1,000 worth of Pepe tokens. And one of the tickets wins, and the one who wins gets 40% of this pool to themselves of tokens, and the remaining 60% is getting burned. So basically, every week we get like $1,000 worth of buying power that we buy off the market. 60% of these tokens get burned, and the remaining 40% go to the winner. We with the team also buy these tokens, also buy these tickets. To participate, to support the contest. This week, actually, our team won. It was luck on our part. So we burned all tokens. We burned like $900 something worth of Pepe. And this is what we do every week. So everyone can participate, invest just $10. Like $10 is something that almost anyone can afford every week. It helps the project. And also you get a chance to win $400 around that. Also, as price grows, for example, some tickets were bought here, or even here, and so basically, when the price grows, these tokens get grow even more in value. So yeah, that's the contest. That's how it works. So it's driven by community. It's an opportunity for everyone to participate for very little money. It supports the project, and also people can gamble a little. So if you're lucky, you win 40x on your investment.
Yeah, man, I really like that model. Actually, that's just another one of those things that really helps keep the community engaged. You know, anybody who's in the space buying coins, they're a gambler to some aspects. So everybody likes to gamble a little bit. That's in here right now, right? So for that cheap entry, at a chance to, like you said, get a 40x on your investment there, just to, you know, get one ticket in every pool. And it incentivizes people to just buy up more little bits as well, right? To have that extra chance to win. And yeah, the way that it feeds back into the chart as well, it kind of makes it more of a hyper deflationary style token if you're able to sustain these giveaways and keep those burns rolling. But yeah, so far so good. What did I have up here? Okay, yeah, so we talked about the weekly rewards coming in SOL, where those were generated from, the weekly airdrops, the burns, the tokens. Now, I also saw that you guys had some rewards going on there for engagement in your community, and I really liked your setup there with the daily task, because that's really covering all your socials there. And I know you guys aren't just mainly focused on Telegram, you're really pushing your X, your Instagram, your TikTok as well. So how does the point system work there for your community to get rewarded for being active? Because I see like multiple raids going up like every hour. Your community is smashing those raids. You're covering all of your socials, and then people are giving points. And I saw that there was a leaderboard in the community as well. So if you can maybe break that down for our community here, tell them how they can come in, they can join, get active, and they can earn just by, rating, shilling, or whatever the daily task may be.
Yeah, so yes, that's another form of contest that we run. It's basically for free, so anyone can participate. Not everyone has the opportunity to invest. Not everyone has the opportunity to even buy tickets, so people can take part for free. Like, these are simple, funny tasks. They're engaging. They're updated every single day. They're based around our X, our other socials. So people, for example, of a task is you make a post on X. So you post anything about our project. You post a picture, like some kind of meme that you love, something that you like about our project. You tag us and you get points. Or you invite a friend in the community. You get points for this as well. You like our posts on Instagram or any other socials. You get points for that. All the points are being collected. It's all made in filters in the chat, so you can type the leaderboard command anytime, and you can see the real-time points. And the winners, top 5 winners, get prizes like this. Are not too many, not too big prizes, but not too bad. So top 1 gets $25 worth of Solana every week. Top 2 they gets $20. Top 3 gets $15, and top 4 and top 5 get $10. So $80 prize pool every week, and everyone can participate in this. It's made all in our chats for now. We will make it also make it more decentralized and automated on our platform later. We also have a plan for making a Telegram bot that will do these tasks, so it will be even easier and more engaging for people. But for now, yes, it works like this. So you can enter the chat anytime. You can type the /tasks command, and you can see the daily task and collect points. Yeah, that's just how it works. And every week it gets updated. So the points are collected through the week. On Sunday, the winners get paid, and then next contest begins. That's basically it.
Oh, sorry, my mic cut out on me there. I was just saying, awesome. And for anybody in here listening, if you've got some free time on your hands and you want to go join the community and get active, like you said, there's multiple ways just to earn there in the community. You can, join these these shill contests, do the daily tasks. If you've got, small amounts of money you want to invest to get your ticket to, have a chance at a big prize, like a $400 prize there when the raffle gets filled. You're contributing to the token burn, you're earning yourself a position, and you have a chance to win free funds. So they do have a lot of incentive to hang out in that community and a chance to earn, right? I feel like this is something that people do in tokens anyways, and they don't get rewarded for it. So I really like the setup that Igor and the team have set up there on the Pepe on Sol community. Now, as far as the development for these Telegram bots and the future utility that you have, is all of that going to be developed and built in-house, or is that going to be put out to a third-party dev?
No, everything is going to be built by our team. We have a technical team that work on the website, that work on our utility. So we have our own developers who do all this, and everything will be inside our project.
Okay, great. Yeah, I always like when these things are done in-house. There's way too many devs out there that are looking to take advantage and put in malicious code. And yeah, it's always just better to know that, the good, right intentions are in mind and that these things have been developed in-house. It always keeps things a lot more safe from an investor perspective. And and it's just good to see that you have a team that's capable of that. Now, just out of curiosity, how many core team members do you guys have? How many people do you have working behind the scenes?
Well, the core team, that's me and 2 more people, is basically 3 people. These are main, I don't know how to call it, war room, basically the strategic center and everything. So we work together. Besides that, we have a technical team who work behind the scenes on the platform, on the website, on design. They constructed this website as well. We have a community team. It's the people who manage all our socials. We have one guy who manages Instagram and TikTok, one guy who manages YouTube, one guy who manages X. We have a Raiders team who work like almost all day, like 16, 18 hours a day. We're working to set up a 24/7 raiding system, so the raids are ongoing all the time, and anyone can come in and participate anytime. And yeah, that's basically it. So we have 3 teams in total: the core team, the technical team, and the community team. A lot of actually our community team is built around our community members. So many of the people who came in our project from the beginning, many of them are working with us right now. Like some of them are bigger holders, like in the Whale Club. Actually, a Whale Club, I also didn't talk about it. We have 4 big holders with 1% of tokens. So some of them are working in the community team. We have chat moderators. Yeah. So basically, this is the core idea that I believe should be is something that stands the test of time the best, and the most consistent is to work like community, and the team is basically one big team. There's no like dev and community. It's all one big team, and if everyone should work together, that's what we're working for. That's what all these contests also are needed for, to grow engagements and to make people work with us, because this is like we're working for the common goal, and everyone who is an investor, they should work for their investments, and they can work, and they even get paid for this.
Yeah, I really like the setup there. And that was going to be my next question, was if you had a whale chat, which you said you have a whale club, and sort of what kind of pull they have when it comes to decision making with the project's future. But you did kind of answer that as well, saying that there isn't necessarily a core team, and you guys do listen to the community, you listen to your top investors, and you try to keep everybody involved in the team's movements, which I really like to see as well. I think that's how these community-driven meme tokens should be run, and you guys definitely have the right name. Everybody knows who Pepe is. We've seen Pepe run into the billions on other chains. This one is still early, a month old on Sol. It seems like you and the team are doing everything the right way, and in the way that they did it with the original Pepes, right? They were all about community first. And once you build that strong core community and you start plastering that name all over the space, and you're crushing these raids, hitting those daily tasks, getting the name out on all different types of socials, that's really when you start to get that organic engagement that you're looking for, and the ball just starts to roll on its own. So I definitely do want to commend you guys at the route that you're taking to hit those final goals. And I think the chart speaks for itself. So touching on that, or coming back to this as well, the way that the tokenomics are laid out. So with you guys doing these weekly burns and the structure there, what are the total, or if you can give us a little breakdown of the tokenomics and maybe percentage of how much you guys have burned in the initial month, and sort of what your projections are looking like moving forward, as far as just the way that the distribution's all laid out, and what the supply would be projected, say, after a couple of months or 6 months or a year down the road. Or sorry, as far as like circulating supply, because I this is Sol, right? So this is a zero tax token, I imagine. I know some teams have found ways to add tax, but I believe this one is 0.0. I couldn't find that information on the website.
Yeah, it's a zero tax token, so no payments on transactions. About the circulating supply, so the initial LP was like 80% of tokens have been put into the LP, so 800 million. The remaining tokens were in our team hands, so 2% of those tokens have been burned. The remaining tokens will be used later, like some of those went into the LP to boost the LP. Some of that will also be burned. Some of those tokens may go to market makers on centralized exchanges once we decide to go there. Not sure that we will give them tokens. We will see. Maybe we'll just give them money to buy tokens off the market. But yeah, the initial LP was 800 million tokens. And so right now it was already burned in part. So you can see it's smaller. And with this weekly burns, we plan to keep burning the supply. So basically, these are the tokens that are being bought from the market. So they are being bought from the LP, and they're getting burned. So I'm not sure how much tokens we will burn, how many tokens we will burn in half a year. But as of right now, we're burning around 1 million tokens a week. So a few million tokens a month in half a year we might shorten the supply by like 5%, 5 to 10%, possibly. We will see. A surprise, maybe our price will grow right now. And then less tokens will be burned because they grow in price. But yeah, that's the estimate. I think at half a year we will burn around by 5% of supply at least.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of what I was looking at as well. I was just sort of looking for confirmation on my numbers, but that sounds really good, man. And yeah, in an ideal situation, right, the price will keep running and you won't be able to burn as much as you want, but you'll have a happy group of investors, and you'll have that bullish looking chart like you already do. So, that's a healthy way to help with sustainability, and it also motivates the community, right? So when they're seeing the supply go down, they're seeing their value of their token go up, and it just helps with the community sentiment as well, right? Something else to look forward to on a weekly basis on top of all the contests that you're running. So being that this is a meme token, do you guys run any sort of meme contests to use for your socials? Or is there any other contests that you're using to help keep the community engaged? Like, I know you guys are already doing a great job on that front. I'm just wondering if there's anything else that I'm missing there.
Yeah, so we have meme contests on X. We already done one contest before. We will start another one soon. Yeah, so also prizes in Solana, and anyone can participate. The idea behind contests is people upload their favorite memes of Pepe, whatever they want, basically on X or Instagram, and in 10 days the winner is picked. So based on the uniqueness of memes and the most activity. Once we upload a new contest on X, it will be pinned. A pinned post, so anyone can participate. We will make announcements about that everywhere, of course. But yeah, that's another form of contest that we run.
Awesome, man. Yeah, I know people have a lot of fun with those, and I was just thinking for maybe another future utility down the line that you could set up your own meme generator within the community and have different options of graphics people can use to generate their own wording on those, just to keep everybody hyped on the memes and keep them generating content for you, right? So I don't know if that's something you can maybe incorporate down the road. It doesn't have to happen right away, but I just find that in some of the meme projects I've been in, if you're able to just generate those tools right in the chat without having to go and use another app or photoshopping it in yourself, you normally get a lot more quality content that way.
Yeah, it's actually one of the things that we will do. Yes, it's planned, and we will plan something even better for that. I can spoil, but this is one of the things that I'm waiting for really bad. Like on our platform, the platform that we will build, I will say that it will be personalized experience. So it will be like not just for everyone the same, but it will be personalized, and we will get some generators for people who will be able to generate their own memes, their own graphics, and their own unique pictures. I won't say which, but just putting it out there, so people will even get to do some self-expression through this project.
Awesome, man. Yeah, it sounds like you guys have put a lot of thought into the future utility that's coming up. I was reading some of the package there that you sent over to Maurice, and I was pretty excited, but you were saying you didn't want to leak too much alpha on the upcoming utilities, so I don't want to pry too much on that end. We got to leave a little bit to the community's imagination there, and those surprises are always fun, so I'm not going to pry. I did want to ask, though, about possibilities of strategic partnerships moving forward. If you guys have looked into that and what types of projects you might be looking to partner with and why, or maybe incorporate other projects' utilities into your project or anything along those lines. Has the team put much thought into that?
Yeah, that's something that we're working on as well. It's not the primary concern right now. It will come a bit later. We are focused, like 80% of effort is focused on building the product right now. But yeah, that's part of the plan as well. Strategic partnerships, collaborations. We have some projects, and not only projects that we keep in mind, that I'm constantly in talks with. I got some friends in different places. I won't speak much on this, but yeah, that's also something that we have planned.
Okay, great. Yeah, because I had a specific project in mind that I've been working with. It's a GameFi project, and they've been doing customized games for other communities where, they would add Pepe characters into the game specifically for your community as just like an extra, added part of your ecosystem where community members can go in and play with your branding. So, yeah, it was just something that came to mind. If you wanted to shoot me a DM later to discuss different possibilities like that more. I'm always open to that as well, making introductions and, trying to make mutual beneficial partnerships. So, yeah, just something I figured I would throw out there.
Sure. Of course. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, you can go ahead. Didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you can continue.
Okay. So, yeah, I was going down the roadmap there, and I saw that you guys plan to incorporate some NFTs into the ecosystem in Q4. So still a little while away, but my question was, without you giving away too much, will these NFTs be tied into your utility at all, or is there going to be any sort of use case behind them? I'm not too sure if you can leak that information, but just kind of curious.
Yes, I can link that information. It will be very tightly connected with our utility and with the generated content that I spoke about.
Okay, yeah, we can leave it at that. You don't need to drop too much more. My question, was just more so, was there going to be utility tied into the NFTs, or if they were just going to be more of a collectible, royalty type base. But I always like an NFT that's got some utility tied into it. So if it's going to be working closely with what you guys have upcoming, that's exciting. And I can't wait to see what you guys come up with.
Yeah, I can also, by the way, I can speak about a little more about utility that we have planned. So it's not secret information. I can say how it's going to work and what the idea behind the utility is. So basically...
okay, let's do it.
Yeah, so the idea is basically we will level up everything that we have going on right now, like all the reward systems, everything will be done much better. For example, right now the rewards are weekly. They will be daily later. So they will be automated, they will be decentralized, and they will be daily. And anyone will be able to participate, like not from 1 million tokens, but from a certain amount of dollars, like maybe $100, $200, $300, and get rewarded for it. It will also have a built-in referral system in it. So basically, this is the idea behind the utility. The main idea is the mechanism for virality. So people will spread this because it will be basically a platform for people to build up their own passive income inside the project. Not only get rewarded for holding, but all the build-up of passive income. All of this is going to be a personalized experience, so it will be individual for everyone with the content-generated content intertwined with it. And also about the game. You mentioned the game. We have one game planned. I won't speak about what game because I think that this game is something that the crypto world hasn't seen yet at all. To me, it has extreme potential, and I'm very excited about it. I'm working on it with our technical team every day. Can't wait to put it out there and market it. Yeah, that's the idea behind it. So basically, a platform for a decentralized platform for people to build up their own passive income, our own ecosystem inside the project, and also to make a game. And not just a game like a useless game where you just play and do nothing. It will also be based around earning. So people will be able to make money off this game as well. That's the general idea. That's what I can share right now.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate the breadcrumb trail of alpha there. And yeah, I'm always interested in seeing unique things in the space. And just even going through your website, you were saying what makes Pepe on Sol unique, because that's what you guys thrive. So it seems like you guys do have some first movers in the works there behind the scenes, which is always exciting for community members. Any sort of play to earn style games in these meme projects, they tend to do well. People love to earn extra tokens just by playing a game. I know there's a ton of gamers in this space, and GameFi projects do well. Even if it's a gambling style game, I see them do really well in the space as well. People gambling a little bit of their tokens to earn more. Not too sure what you have in the works there. I don't want you to spill too much, but I do appreciate what you were able to drop there.
Yeah, one more thing about this is that we will continue moving with the model with no airdrops. This is like the downfall of many projects that do great utilities, but do them with airdrops, because I don't know for what reason. Maybe they don't have the funding or anything, but airdrops are doing too much damage. That's something that will hurt our mission as well. So no airdrops, all the prizes, everything that will be done only in Solana.
Yeah, and I think that's the right way to go about it personally. Yeah, we were kind of discussing you can't really trust people as far as you can throw them when it comes to handing out supply. So I do really like how you have the rewards coming back in Sol. People aren't going to take the airdropped rewards and sell it off the chart. That normally has a negative impact as well. So I really like the model that you guys have structured. And again, I think the chart really reflects how you guys have been running this token since the start. You've tried to do the best you can to keep everything as sustainable as possible while giving people rewards, while paying them to engage, which is huge, and then just finding alternative methods to keep people active, right? And that's the main thing. And it goes to show the results that you're getting on your Chatter Shield raids. Because like I said, I was in the community earlier, I was just following along. I'd watch you post a raid, and in less than a few minutes, you guys are breaking 20 likes, retweets, shares, which is, very impressive in the early stages. And the fact that you guys have over 1,000 holders in your first month too really goes to show that you are getting that organic exposure around the space, and you're catching the eyes of people that don't want to miss the next Pepe, right? And no, I think you guys have been doing a great job up until this point. So yeah, just want to commend you and the team for that once again. I'm just kind of scrolling through my list here, seeing if I've got any community questions that may have come in here yet. Is there anything that we haven't touched on before I open up the mic to some community questions that you'd like to cover there, Igor?
Yeah, only one more thing that I wanted to speak about is the Whale Club. Like, what is it about? It's for 1% holders, so anyone who has 1% of tokens can enter this club. In this club, we are working with the whales more. So basically, the idea is to gather around big holders, educate them as well, because not everyone understands how the chart works. Not everyone understands how liquidity works. There are many people who, for example, see big gains and they just dump everything, like the entire bag in one cell, and that's just terrific. I just cringe every time it happens. So I'm taking time to educate our guys on this. And I want to comment and shout out basically actually our current whale club, because we have gathered a very strong squad of whales. A few guys have already come to me, reached out to me in DMs, saying that they want to sell a little bit of their tokens. They're not too big holders, like maybe 1-2% of tokens, and they wanted to sell a little bit of their tokens for whatever reason they need. And they came to me and asked how to do it better, how to make it proper. So how should they sell? And I always advocate selling in very small parts, very carefully, during the uptrend, so that you don't hurt the trend and you also maximize your gains. And that is also what we do in Whale Club. Maybe we will go more into this as we get more members. Maybe I will even do some kind of educational events for them, how to maximize their gains of the market. But yeah, and the one of the events that we have planned that we actually want to make happen is the party in Dubai. Once we hit 100 million market cap, which is our goal for now, our ultimate target, we want to do a big party in Dubai offline for all the members of the Whale Club. And that is something that I'm very much looking forward. And our guys also looking forward to it. So they have another incentive to hold. That's about Whale Club.
Yeah, man, that's great. I'm actually heading out to Dubai here in 3 days. I'm going to be out there for a couple of weeks for the Crypto Expo. I'm going to be running a booth there myself. But yeah, I'm also in a couple whale groups myself that have similar incentives. And I actually had a chance to go meet up with a few of the whales from another project in Las Vegas a few weeks ago. And you know what? Getting to actually connect with these people in these groups and build those relationships and then getting a chance to meet them in real life. It's really hard to explain the feeling, but it's a great way to bond. You know, you're out there with like-minded individuals that set goals, achieve those goals, and and then it starts bringing you together in the real world. And that type of community sentiment it's hard to come by. So yeah, I think that's a great milestone to have there for everybody to meet and have a party together. And it sounds like you've built up a group of some pretty solid whales. And it kind of transitions nicely into a question that one of our community members sent over, Karen. She was just saying how going through the distribution, she noticed that the top 10 holders have about a combined total of 20% of the supply. So you talked about how you've spoken with the whales about how to offload their funds in small amounts so they're not wrecking the chart. But she was wondering, as far as sentiment goes, do you guys stay very active in that chat or have any weekly VCs or discussions in there? Or do they also have an option to possibly do an OTC deal through you or through other community members so that if they did need to offload any amount of money that they're not going to directly impact the chart, because they do have quite a bit of control, it seems?
Yeah, so about OTC, yes, we already had one deal. So I bought 5% of tokens from from our biggest holder in order to proceed with the chart. For that, I also want to commend Wales, because this is one of the best communities that I've gathered. One of the most responsible, loyal people who are very committed. Like many whales take part in our community. They do everything they can to support. They keep buying more and more tokens carefully. So yeah, that's good. About the control of the supply, yeah. Some of these holders, some of these wallets they have our tokens as well. So not all of these wallets are from other people's control. Some of these tokens will be used for whatever purposes that we need to grow the project, not to be dumped into the market. And the remaining tokens that our holders have, yeah, we work on educating them to maximize, to minimize the risks of hurting the chart. Basically, that's the.
Okay, yeah, no, that's a great answer. Just knowing that you guys have that level of transparency that, because stuff does come up in people's real life, and sometimes even if they don't want to offload their tokens, they have other expenses come up and they don't really have much other choice, right? So just knowing that they have the option for a potential OTC, or at least have that mutual understanding that, if they did need to offload some money, that they're going to do it in a respectful way. That's always a key thing to know with your top holders. So that's where those whale clubs do come in handy, right? Just to, stay in contact with the people that do have a large chunk of the supply, and just making sure that everybody is on that same wavelength or on that same level of mentality where they all want to see the best for the project. And, they're not going to try to do anything that would negatively impact the other people around them. Because I know firsthand that when you're in these whale groups, once you're in there long enough, they almost start to feel like family. It's like your go-to spot to go hang out, and everybody has the same goals in mind, right? So everybody's putting their heads together, seeing what they can do, helping buy dips, and just supporting the community the best they can. So yeah, glad to hear that you have a solid group like that already put together, and everybody seems to be have the same goal in mind, a bunch of like-minded individuals.
Yeah, and I also want to add something that which is obvious, which we already talked about. As we grow, elevate floors, obviously that some people will want to take profits, and up to this point, some of our whales sold some of their tokens carefully. As you can see, the chart survived it, so basically everything was done very, very smart and careful. And as we grow, the token distributions get better and better. We have already 1,100 holders, and our goal is to get as many holders as possible. I'm not selling anything, obviously, and won't be selling at all, because I don't want to hurt the chart in any possible way. Yeah, the token distribution grows only better over time. And we don't, the holders that we have, like, no one has too many tokens, so no one has control over the token. Those who have the biggest holdings, which is like a few percent only, they go smart about it. They sell very carefully. So yeah, this is I'm focusing heavily on it. Obviously, this is the market and everything can happen. So I won't sell on like promises that I can't fulfill, but we're doing everything in our power to minimize the risks of anything like of hurting the chart. And so far, I'm very proud of how it goes, and I'm very proud of our whale club, how the community that we've gathered there, because people there are awesome.
No, that's great, man. And I appreciate you touching on that for everybody. So anybody who has had their eye on the distribution, that should give you a bit of a peace of mind knowing that, you know, it seems like they've got the right people in there for the right reasons. So yeah, I think that was a great transition into that question, and a great answer by you there, Igor. I did have another question come in here by Random Ape, and it was just talking about the raffle that you guys do for the burn and for the rewards. He was just saying that if for some reason all 100 tickets aren't sold out for a particular week, does the draw still happen at the end of the week with just a smaller reward pool, or would that carry on over to the next week until those 100 tickets are sold?
Yeah, so if all tickets haven't been sold, we do the rewards anyway, we do the burn anyway. As a team, we also support this contest. Obviously, when it first got released, not everyone understands how it works, not everyone knows about it, so the engagement will grow over time. The first contest we supported, like I bought, I think around 20 tickets for myself, with the idea that if I win, I will burn all of them. I didn't win, but another guy from the core team won, so we burned them all anyway. And if on some week too little ticket, too few, if we sell too little tickets, too few tickets, we can maybe transfer the contest over the next week. We will see. But in general, we will try to cover it up as well. So we support this contest and make the prize pool bigger for people who buy the tickets, so that it's more worth it for them to participate. And this contest, what I love about it is that it's scalable. As we grow with the community, we get more members. Personally, I'm focused on growing our Telegram channel and X account. So as we grow more members, we can do even bigger burns. So we can issue like more than 100 tickets. We can do 200 tickets, 300 tickets with much bigger prize pools. So this will be scalable. It's basically scalable to infinity. We could even do 1,000 tickets. Why not? Basically. So we will see how it goes over weeks. But yeah, that's my answer.
Sure. It's one of those things where if, you know, the tickets become a super hot commodity and you're selling out 100 tickets in a day, why not up it to 1,000, right? Really ramp up that prize pool. You can up your burns, up the prize reward, have a ton of people in there that have a piece of the action. And yeah, it's definitely extremely scalable. You can almost call it a utility, right? Because it's helping sustain the chart, reduce the supply, increase token value while rewarding your holders. So it's one of those types of community sentiments or community engagement tools that really does keep people excited and wanting to see who the winner is at the end of the week, which also keeps them coming back to the community to check in, whether or not they're active on a daily basis or if they're just somebody who comes in and checks in from time to time, right? At least it keeps them coming back to the community to see what's going on.
Yeah. And this is basically the deflation model, what I love about it. Our mint was revoked, obviously, so new tokens can be minted, and the supply will keep getting smaller and smaller, and the tokens that we burn are tokens that bought off the market, so basically there will be less and less tokens. There will be even more demand for these tokens later on. So yeah, this is like the long-term model that I believe is like fail-proof, basically.
Yeah, and I had another suggestion come in here from a community member, Mac Daddy. So he was saying maybe you could do another sort of community style game where at the start of the week, people could pay an entry fee and try to guess at what the market cap's going to be at the end of the week, and the closest person to the correct market cap at the end of the week without going over, or, you know, just within the certain range, wins a percentage of that pool as well, whereas other percentage of that pool could go into burns for just having an extra added activity, which I thought was a kind of cool suggestion. I don't think I've seen that anywhere before.
Actually, yes, I just wrote it down. It's a very nice idea. So whoever suggested it, thank you. We might do it. Yes, I love this contest. I love like being creative, not doing some boring things. Like I want to do things that are really fun, like things that I would participate in as an investor, and that sounds like something very cool. So yeah, we might do it actually.
Yeah, that just seems like something that would mesh nicely in your community, and and then people, if they've got they took a $1.3 million market cap at the end of the week, it gives them more incentive to get out there, spread the love, so they try to get that market cap closer to their prediction, and then gives them a better chance to win, right? So, yeah, that's a great suggestion, Mac Daddy. Thanks for throwing that out there, man. Do we have anybody here with their hands raised to get up on the mic? If anybody has any questions that they want to ask live, throw your hands up. I'm going to read through a couple more of the questions here that have been sent over. Who do we have here? Well, I know that we've done a pretty great job of covering off most of what you guys have built up over there. Now, I guess another question from my end would be, moving forward into Q2 here, what other plans do you have for marketing? Are you able to jump into maybe what you have lined up over the next month short term, and then what's to come up in the future as far as maybe different centralized exchanges? I know you mentioned the market making could come up in the future as well. Any other maybe influencers that you have your eyes on, or any other outlets on other socials you might be looking to utilize?
Yeah, so for the future plans, like the closest is one more listing will be upcoming. We might do a few more listings. We plan to expand into Asian community, so we already have 2 international communities at the moment. We're slowly building up the next one, the Asian. By the way, if we have anyone here who is from Asian communities and would like to participate and help us build it, you can come and join us, because we're building together. For the marketing plans, yeah, we have plans for some influencer marketing, like as it says in our roadmap, some possible partnerships, like and working with centralized exchanges is not out of question also. I'm not the fan to talk too much about marketing, because if we spill our plans, obviously some people will buy just because they expect the news, and then they will sell. And that is something that I try to avoid. That is also how we keep the stable chart, because there are too many people in this space, especially on Solana, love to buy for quick access, or they buy expecting the marketing, and then they will just sell once they see like 20% growth. And that's not something that we need. So that's throwing it out there. And don't want to talk too much about marketing, but yeah, it's in our roadmap. So the basis of it will be the more listings, slowly doing more influencers, and once we roll out our utility, we will do much more heavier marketing to go viral. That's the idea behind it. And I'm personally focused more on not on kind of marketing like callers and everything, because personally I don't like this cluster of people in this space, because most callers are just useless, and the audience they bring is also useless. There are people who don't care about good projects for the most part, and this is just bad audience. So I'm focused more on the strong audience of people who are patient, who are looking for safe projects to invest in, to work for, to get not 2-3x, but 100, 200, 500, 1000x over the longer course of time. And that's what we're focusing on. This is also why we're here today on the AMA. So more people learn about us, more about what we're doing and where we're going with this.
Yeah, man. And I think you've done an excellent job of really reiterating the safety behind the token, and where your values lie and your goals moving forward. You've done a great job on the mic covering all the questions I've had to ask. I'm rolling through some of the community questions here. I think we've done a pretty good job of covering most of these off. I did have a question that I want to get in here by Henry. He was asking, like, moving forward, when you get into more of these community raids and bonus incentives, if you're going to maybe add in some sort of tiered system where people that have been around since the beginning and raiding since the start may have like a higher level tier of more rewards that they can earn down the road, and and possibly even maybe put their own style of teams together. Because I know that when you get these raid teams together, or people can invite their friends and almost make an army of their own that they help with running the communities, that can be a very valuable tool to have when you start getting into like those higher market caps like you guys are starting to reach now.
So no, that's a great idea. We have plans about that also. I'm just trying to keep things simple, because if we add too much complexity to all these events and rewards, people will just get lost in all this and overwhelmed. We already have all these contests running, and we're constantly working on optimizing and simplifying this information, making it more accessible, so people who enter the community get all the most relevant information easily available, like deliver this simple word. But yeah, that's a great idea. That's a great suggestion. As we grow older, as our project will be around for a longer time, we will do that for sure. And that will also be a part of our utility system on the platform that we will build. By the way, I wanted to mention a little bit more about marketing that I forgot to say. So the chart so far has been like mostly organic, which is like very rare, actually. This is like all this growth, there was little to no marketing so far. So more marketing will be coming later. And as we go forward, more and more marketing will be coming in. So it will come in waves. That's what I also wanted to put out there. For now, we're focused on building the foundation mostly. Foundation is needed. That's what I said about the chart, why we leveled up the floor and why we stayed here, because we build up the proper foundation and we keep building it up before doing much more marketing later. But marketing will be coming, of course. I just don't want to spill it too much.
Yeah, for sure. And I like what you said as well, too, with you already have all these contests running and you don't want to bite off more than you can chew, which I completely understand. And you want to make sure that everything is manageable in these early stages. I was even more so just throwing out these suggestions as other things you could do down the road. Sometimes some of the early contests that you get going, the hype might start to die out on them. So just having a couple extra ideas in your back pocket, if you're looking to change things up, you don't necessarily have to run all the contests at the same time. You can substitute them in and out to keep them a little bit more fresh. And I just wanted to make sure I got some of these community ideas across to you. But definitely always better to keep things simple at the start. Like you said, build that floor up of the right kind of people. Don't go too heavy into marketing at the start, because like you said, especially on Solana, that causes a lot of a big pump and dump style chart that you see on there way too often. People spend all their marketing in the first week and the chart goes way up, people get out, and it's not sustainable at the end of the day, right? So I really like the slow organic growth approach that you guys are taking. And I think that you guys have a really good strategy going on here, and I would definitely stick to what you're doing, especially like I said, in these early stages, until you start hitting those bigger milestones where you can maybe start incorporating, like you said, some of these new utilities, new ideas, new contests. And I think that meme generator will definitely be a big asset to a project like this, especially with the amount of content that you guys are pumping out on multiple socials.
Yeah, and also for the context that I wanted to add, but honestly, if I just went all out on all the ideas that I have, we would have like 15 different contests running at the same time. But people just will get lost in it. That's why we're keeping it simple and not rushing it, because we need to implement one contest. It needs some time for people to learn about it, to grow used to it, to get engaged, and see how it goes. See what do they like the most. That's what I'm trying to do here. Not just doing some boring things but the most creative and engaging, fun things that people would actually love, and that would be different about our project. And yeah, that's what we're doing. This is our focus, and over time, I'm trying to, as I've said, to make things more simple instead of making more and more contests. Like contest upon contest, it's too much. It's better to pick the best contests, do them.
For sure. And again, man, I think it's a great strategy, and it seems like you guys, really have a game plan in mind, and you're sticking to it. And I respect it, man. And just keep doing what you're doing. I think that's all I can say. And, you know, I think this is probably the best looking sol chart that I've seen all year, if I'm being honest. I don't think I've seen another one that's looked as progressive and sustainable as you, with those healthy consolidations, with the breakouts coming shortly after. So, you know, for anybody who can read a chart, if you're looking at these consolidation points, you can almost see what they're about to do next. And I would imagine that there's a new all-time high coming fairly soon. And, you know, after just speaking with you here for the last hour, Igor, I'm thinking that I'm going to grab myself a bag here as well for the long term. So if there's anybody in here who wants to front run me, by all means, you know, get your buys in before I buy. I'm thinking I'm going to probably slap 10 sol in and see what happens. So I think, yeah, I think you guys are doing a great job. I like your long-term goals moving forward. And yeah, just based off what you're saying with what's to come in the strategy, I'm a big fan of how you're building it and how you're running the project. So great job on the presentation today, Igor. And with that being said, after reading through all these community questions here and everything we've covered on the roadmap and the website, future plans and what you've built, I don't really have any more touch points on my own here that I want to cover. So I think I'll pass the mic over to you for closing statements, if you're all right with that, man. I think we did a great job of covering off everything that's to come. You did a great job answering all the community questions. And yeah, I don't want to spin the wheels too much and, you know, start getting too repetitive here. So I just, again, wanted to say thanks for coming on here. Great presentation. Awesome information, and I'm looking forward to see what the Pepe on Sol community can do to this token moving forward. Let's see how far we can push it.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. It's been a pleasure to me to be here. Honestly, I have so many notes, like more things to talk about, the ideology behind the project, my personal agenda, why I'm doing this, and where I'm going with this. But if I start talking about all of this, this might turn into, like, I don't know, another hour or two.
Well, then we're just going to have to get you back on for an update down the road once you start pushing through those milestones. But hey, man, I don't want to cut it short. If you do have some more information you want to cover, I'm not going to cut you short. Just as far as my list goes of what I wanted to cover, I kind of hit all my checkpoints. If you wanted to run over some other notes or information that you have there in front of you, man, by all means, I don't want to take away from your time.
Well, I just wanted to say a few things about this project from myself personally, not only as a developer, but also as a fellow investor, because actually my background was in trading. I started from centralized exchanges, and that's where I basically made my fortune. That's also what makes me the more money than I spent here, which keeps this project sustainable. So I understand the chart very well, and I understand the market, like from the position of view of an investor. That's what I'm also working off with this project, trying to build the best project possible for an investor. Like if I myself was an investor, what project would I pick personally? And this is what I'm trying to build here. And basically we are building it together with the community, as I've said. The ideology is that we are one big team. It's not something that with too many people in this space who just don't understand the importance of work of the community, who just think that their job is to buy and hold and sit back and just enjoy the ride while the dev is doing all the pushing, for example, which is completely, I don't even know how to call it. It's just wrong in every possible way, because this is basically your job. You can buy, I know, if you bought like 300K, you can work for a few months and get like a few 100x on your investment. It's not like a hobby, not a side gig. This is should be your full-time job, because this is the actual business. And if you found the best project possible for you, this is something that I would advise. And first things first, I would never say encourage anyone to buy blindly. Like you must do your research. Obviously, you must do your research. But once you found the best project for you, the project that you like the most, that you believe looks the best for you, and then you just pick this project and you commit to it. You put your money in it. Always invest the money that you're ready to lose. So you don't need to bet your house on the project, of course, because if you bet your house, you will be unable to think rationally, and the market kills people who think irrationally. You must be patient and careful and always mindful of your decisions. But once you pick the project, you must commit to it and work for it. And that's the basis of it. That's what That's the kind of people that we want to gather around this project. That's the community that we're aiming for. That's what we are doing. I'm basically only working on this project full time. I'm on the chat like 16, 18, 20 hours a day, all the time. I'm always on the VC, so anyone can join and ask me anything. I'm always open. And as I've said, many people from the community are working with us. Some of them have become moderators, some of them have become managers on social media. And I'm sure that we will do even more contests later. So yeah, this is the project that I'm genuinely trying to build for the people. I'm not expecting to make much money from this project. If I can cover up my own expenses for this, just like be at a zero, that would be the best option for me. The coins that we have we don't plan to sell. Maybe a tiny bit as we hit our major targets, just to get some extra marketing, but it will be done very carefully that nobody will even notice. So this project will never ever be rugged. These are loud words, of course, but you can stay with us, watch over time, and you will see that this project will not get rugged. I'm trying to be perfectly honest and transparent about this. That's also one of the core values that I believe are necessary for a strong project long term. And yeah, this is what we're doing. This is our mission. And the idea behind the project, the narrative that we want to do is the Pepe on Solana. I believe that there has been no good Pepe on Solana yet. Like the hype of this narrative hasn't been fully realized its full potential. And that's what we're doing. This is a project for anyone who was looking for a safe project, who wants to commit to it and work for it and actually get encouraged and rewarded for it. That's the idea that I have for this, is that the most patient and loyal people who stick around, who support us over time, they will get rewarded the most. So their trust will be rewarded, not spit on like so many people do, like projects who get rugged. There are actually people who put their trust in the project, who work for it, and then they get rugged for it. And that's not what I want. I would like for everyone who is consistent and loyal and patient, people who stuck with us through the tough times. For example, like here we had some dips and lower market cap, and obviously this can get discouraging. Although the chart looks good, but when you're staying at low market cap, not always it looks like it's going to break out. So you have to combat all these emotions as an investor. This is human nature, and everyone who is in the market has to work with this. As an investor, you must make smart decisions, and this is your responsibility to be smart. And people who stuck around with us here, who still are not selling anything, who are holding, who keep being consistent and loyal and supportive and working for the good, for the betterment of the project, for the common cause, I want for these people to win. That's all I care about with this project. And yeah, that's the ideology, basically, what I wanted to put out there. So anyone who wants to work with us, who wants to join the community, you can hop in, you can join, you can work with the team, you can DM me anytime. I'm also always open. Although I have so many DMs every day that it's hard to skim through them. Too many people who are scammers or just offering their services that are useless. But I'm still looking through these DMs. I'm still trying to find people who actually DM me with something of substance, like real questions or anything. So yeah, we're always open. You can work with us, with the team, with the community.
Yeah, that's fantastic, man. I know how it feels trying to get through all those DMs on a daily basis. I sort of live in that same narrative myself. And you know what? I wish I could say that I was personally a better community member, because I do invest in a lot of projects, but my day-to-day is so busy that, you know, a lot of the times I am just handing it over to the community and to the devs. And I'm bad for that, because I don't have a lot of extra spare time in the day to be out raiding and chilling. But you know what? I do try to pull my weight when I can, when I come and find some spare time, and I do hang out in the chats when I'm available. So I'm not the best investor or community member in that sense, but I am a diamond hand investor if I like what I hear and I think that there's some solidity behind a project. I do like to buy, I do like to hold, and I will share it with some friends, right? So you've made a believer out of me on this one. I did have a community member, Sujay, here raise his hand. I think he might have a question for you if you've got time to answer one more.
Sure. And I also wanted to comment on what you said, which I believe it's the best approach. Obviously, not everyone has the time, like, to raid for hours every day, but everyone has some time. And if everyone in the community puts in the time that they can For some, it may be 30 minutes a day. For some, it's 1 hour a day. For some, it's more. Doesn't matter. But if everyone puts in their effort, like people don't understand the power of the community, how far the trades can go, how far the community can actually reach when they work for it. So yeah, this is not some work for like peasants, because I'm sure that there are some people who think too much of themselves, for example, who think that they have big bags, so they don't need to work. They will leave it to small fish or something, but that's not true. This is very, very, very important work, and this gets the job done very well over the course of long term.
Yeah, definitely, man. I couldn't agree more. Like, yeah, not everybody's on crypto full time all day, every day, but yeah, little bits go a long way. So even if you can jump in when you're free, you know, engage a little bit, hit some of those raids, crush out those daily tasks, even if you're just sharing it with some friends and family saying, hey, I think I found a good one. Little bits like that go a long way if everybody in the community is pulling their weight, right? So you don't have to go in there and be a hero and be the top of the leaderboards, but if you can, if you're able to get in there and do what you can with the little time that you have available, it does all really add up and it goes a long way. So, yeah, just something to consider there as well, guys. So, yeah, Sue, if you wanted to go ahead with your question there, man, the floor is yours.
Hey, Buck. Long time no speak.
Yeah, man, good to chat with you. It's been a while.
It's been a while. Happy for you. You've been traveling the world from what it looks like.
Yeah, man, and it's not stopping anytime soon. I'm off to Arizona in 3 days, then I'm flying straight from there to Dubai for 2 weeks, and then out to British Columbia when I get back from there. So I'm hoping that I'll have a little bit more free time come June.
Wonderful. Well, bon voyage to you. Have lots of fun in Arizona and Dubai. My question to Irop, I like the presentation. I like the simplicity of the project, like the weekly burn contest. You seem honest enough, very straightforward. And, you know, I like the pitch. The first thing that you mentioned on your website, if this is for people who missed out on the OG Pepe, this is like a second chance to them. But then it got me wondering when I read the rest of the paragraph on the website, the very first paragraph, it catches your attention when you say this is the second chance. But then when you mention that 100 million is your ultimate target, and then you've also put a market cap goal bar, one, you know, cannot help but wonder when you start inching towards that goal, let's say when you're at a 75 or an 80, the community is going to start thinking, you know, what happens when you reach 100 million? How are the whales going to react? How are the small holders going to react? And, you know, considering the OG Pepe is currently at a market cap of $4.2 billion, 100 million market cap seems kind of a small target. And I'm all for incremental targets, but then to sort of set it as your ultimate goal sounds, you know, a little shortchanging yourself, because I've seen projects, and this doesn't happen every day, but I've seen projects that touch 100 million in, you know, under a month. I've seen it happen in under 15 days. Those are rare occurrences when there's a very honest team, a strong community. It can be done, especially in the meme space. So my question to you was, why set it at 100 million? And then when you start getting closer to 100 million, how do you change that narrative, or, you know, what is the strategy then?
Yeah. Okay. So welcome. First, I want to say nice to meet you. About this target. This is like, I'm just setting this target as something that's not exactly our ultimate target. So, for example, if we reach 100 million, the project doesn't have to end there. This is the target that we set for now that is realistic. That is like I would say midterm. It doesn't have to be too long term. We do our best effort to achieve it sooner. So if the market also gets better, like Solana recovers better, so maybe we will hit it much sooner. And from there on, we can move forward. We will see. We might change this. For example, of course, we may change this bar. The project most likely will not end here. We will see. I have big plans for it, and the utility that we build, this project could actually take over the world. That's what I believe in. Like, it can get some insane hype outside of Solana and meme token space. So yeah, this is like the target that's realistic, that's achievable. It's a mental indicator for people that we are not going to stop until then. So for people who hold, who buy from Xelto at this point, like at 1 million market cap, they have a mental reference that, okay, this project will keep working even if we touch, for example, 10 million. Of course, we will roll back, most likely because people will sell. But then we will keep working, so people will have more reason to hold. And once we get closer to 100 million, we can always update this target, and we can share more plans. Of course, our plans will change, and we will go higher. After we reach the 10 million mark and we stay there, we will do much more heavier marketing that will help us go higher. So yeah, that's a little bit all over the place answer, but I think you got my point. So this is like the mid target that's realistic. If I set, for example, 1 billion target, well, that's a little bit too much, maybe from 1 million market cap to 1 billion. And people will not believe that it's achievable. But 100 million is more than achievable. And this is perfectly realistic, and this is what we are planning for. After 100 million, we can go heavily on sexes, get listed on more exchanges, get more market makers, and go much higher. That's also a possibility, of course. I'm personally not planning to give up on the project once we hit 100 million. That's what I can say. This target will get updated for sure.
Okay, wonderful. I get it. Second question, just a quick clarification here. Now, the requirement or the criteria to get into your whale group is 1% of the supply. Once you, let's say, get to a 50 million market cap, that requirement is going to become 50 times more expensive. Will you change the requirement to 0.5% or 0.1% based on the project's market cap, or how does it work?
Yes, for sure. That's also what I'm thinking about. Yeah. So as we grow, once we go from 1,100 holders to 10,000 holders, of course, and we will grow market cap, of course, it will be much harder to get 1%. So yeah, we will make a lower percentage entry for people, for sure.
Okay, wonderful. Yeah, thank you so much. I think those were my questions. Wish you all the best. I might pick up a bag before Buck does. And all the best, man. Thank you, Buck.
Thank you for the question.
Yeah, awesome, CJ. Great questions. And you can go ahead and front run me. I'll probably grab a bag here in about 20 or 30 minutes. So I'm giving you your timeline now.
Sure.
Awesome, guys. Well, man, just great presentation overall here, guys. You know, there were some great questions in there. Again, I really like how this project is being run. And like I said, Igor, you made a believer out of me here long term. We're running up here on about an hour and a half mark, so I am going to transition this one over to closing statements. I do have another call I need to jump on in about 15 minutes personally, but just great job on the presentation. I highly recommend you guys go and jump in the community over there on Pepe on Sol. Check out what they're doing, because this community is being managed extremely well. You know, there's not many leaderboards that are out there that are generated to do daily tasks, that you get rewards to do, meme contests that you can earn on, and not to mention that you still get rewarded weekly in Sol just for holding the token. So the structure of this project from a meme perspective is extremely well-rounded. The fact that they do have a bunch of future marketing lined up here with, you know, games that are going to be developed in the works, with some other future utility that are going to help generate some additional funds to keep contests going, with these weekly burns that are happening on the chart as well, that are, you know, helping the sustainability of the token growth, and basically a hyper deflationary method on the supply. You know, all of these key factors are really feeding into why the chart looks the way it does, and why the community is getting so strong and growing so quickly. So I think Igor did a great job covering off all of these points. Everything looks great as far as I can see. Like I said, I will be grabbing a bag here myself in about 20 or 30 minutes when I'm wrapped up with my other call there. So like I said, anybody who wants to front run me, go ahead, jump in there. I don't mind aping the top. So I'll pass the mic over to you, Igor. Great job. Any closing statements you might have, but it was a pleasure having you on here, and it was great to host you.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. It's been a pleasure. Pleasure is mine. The closing statement, well, I don't want to take much more time of this screen, so I will just say that once again, I'm always available. We are on the VC. Later on, we will also do our own spaces on X, on Telegram for the community. I'm personally always happy, but for this, we just need to get a bigger community. So, yeah, that's what we're working on. We also are developing, as I've said, we have international communities, and we are building up our CIS, which is basically Russian and Ukrainian community, Russian-speaking people. We have more live streams planned for that as well. One will be live on Thursday, so maybe we have some people who speak Russian language, for example. They can also hop in and join. But yeah, but the only thing that I want to say is just join our community. I don't encourage you to buy from the start. Just join, watch what we do, how we do, stick with us, see how we work with the community, see if you want to stick around. But if you see that our project is good, and if you really feel like this is your opportunity, then just commit to it. Invest the amount of money that you're ready to invest, that's sustainable, and get to work with us. That's all I want to say.
Awesome, man. Great closing statements. You heard them, guys. Go jump in the community, see how it's being run. I was in there for a couple hours today. I was extremely impressed by the engagement that they've got going there already in the opening month, and just the professional manner which it's being run. The fact that they're branching out into global socials there as well. They're starting to cover all their bases, and once you start to get that global recognition, which the original Pepe already has, you might start to see that FOMO kick in, where people go, oh, well, I don't want to miss this next billion-dollar banger. So, once organic sentiment starts to pick up like that, and nothing's guaranteed in this space, obviously, but they definitely are taking the right method here to get that organic growth, to get that name out there, to get it into different regions. And once people see Pepe, you might see the FOMO follow. So just keep that in mind. Go join in, see how it's being run, ask questions. The team's very active over there. Igor said you can hit him up in his DMs. He's always live in the voice chat if you do have any further questions. Sorry, I see some hands raised here at the end now, a bunch of hands that I didn't see earlier. So guys, if you have any questions you want to ask, go jump into their community, ask Igor on the VC. He's active and more than happy to answer any questions you guys might have. But yeah, great presentation overall. I'm going to wrap up the recording on this one now, but it was a pleasure, Igor. So I just wanted to thank you once more.
Yeah, thank you. Pleasure is mine once again. And the last thing that I wanted to mention, that we did a giveaway for this AMA. So that's like after this AMA wraps up, I will go and pick a winner. So people who participated, we won't forget about you.
Awesome.
You will get the prizes.